September tumbling lesson plan for the deck and or the tumble track, depending on what you're scheduled on for the rotation. We're going to be using the beginner 2 skills as a baseline, but just like with the other circuits on the floors, you can adjust them for difficulty as needed for the students. All right, coaches, for our September lesson plan for the tumble track, this will also be the same if you're on the rotation schedule on the deck. You'll do the same thing here. You're basically going to have your students line up here. They're going to do a set jump on the way down. In this case, they can jump to the foam pit, climb on out, and then they'll have a circuit on the way back for them to do. Now, the circuit is going to change after you do 5 different jumps here that we're going to go over in a second. So I'm going to be going over the jumps once, and just know that all levels are going to be doing these same jumps, with the exception of the last jump, which is going to be an intermediate only skill. So the first jump they're going to be doing is their straight jumps. Their arms should be up. They're jumping more off their calves and trying to keep their legs nice and stiff. Nice, solid jumps, just like this. Woo. Now on the tumble track over here, the R tumble track, they can jump all the way into the foam pit and then go around to start their circuit from there before getting back in line. But if you're on deck, they're going to be just going down the tumble track and turning right to complete the circuit on the way back on the rod floor. Now, the second jump they're going to be doing after their straight jumps are their tuck jumps. So arms are up, knees are going to their chest, just like this. Notice how I'm not putting my heels to my butt, but I'm putting my knees to my chest, just like that. For our third jump, they're going to be practicing their straddle jumps. So they'll have their legs apart and out, kind of like a V. I'm not as flexible as them, so they should look a little better for them, but they'll have their legs up just like this as they're going for those straddle jumps. They're not trying to go just out wide like this, but rather up and out into their straddle. And then we'll also do our split leg jumps. So for this one, instead of going this way, they're gonna put one leg in front of the other and the other leg behind the other, just like this. If it's a right split leg jump, they'll have their right foot in front, and if it's a left split leg jump, they'll have their left foot in front when they're doing that. So you'll do both of those. After you complete all 5 of those jumps, then you're going to recycle the circuit into the next progression for whatever skill level is required for that circuit. After we do those 5 jumps, we're then going to change the circuit up a little bit based on the skill level of the students. So for all of those jumps, they're doing the same circuit, and then once we get into our 6th jump, they do the next level up for their circuit. Now for our 6th jump, we're going to be doing our pike jumps. This is kind of like the straddle as we're getting our feet in front of us, but we're going to keep our feet together. So nice high feet in front of us, just like that. Again, I don't have the flexibility, but you get the idea. We're then going to be doing our egg rolls. So we'll have our legs separate. Make sure when they start this, they're not bouncing into it, but they're just standing. They'll have their hands behind their kneecaps, and they're going to jump to their back and then stay stiff so that they can land on their feet. If they get loose, they're going to end up just flopping on the trampoline, and it's not going to work. Now we're going to be doing our washing machines or our half turn unturns. So for this, it's going to start like a straight jump. They're going to do a half turn one way and then come back the same way they started from. So they'll start here, turn right, and then turn left. Turn right, turn left. After that, we'll practice our full turns, and you can encourage them to practice this on both sides as well, but they're going to get a nice straight jump and a full turn as they do it, trying to maintain that balance. Then we're going to do our seat drops. So for this one, hands should be by the hips but not on them. Their legs should be out in front of them like a pike. They'll land on their butt and stand back up again. They can do that all the way on the way down. And finally, only for our intermediate level classes, or if students, if you think they're ready for it, are going to be doing our backward egg rolls. So they'll start here, they'll jump to their back, and then they'll bounce up to their feet just like that. Again, making sure that they stay stiff on those egg rolls, otherwise they'll just flop around.